Porter, when you say you're going to go after a game, like in a 1-point loss, and you say, I'm going to go home and look at film and we're going to find things, what did you look at? What did you see this time?
What I saw is not being able to get a stop the last 5-6 minutes of the game. Okay. Our defense needs to be way better in the last 5-6 minutes of the game. You got to get stops. You not necessarily have to score every possession, but if you got a 7-point lead or a 9-point lead, you got to get a majority of stops. We didn't get stops. I think we had one stop in the last 5 minutes, and I saw some mental errors. We talked about the one at the end of the half. There's another one. We have a mantra about if it's a low out of bounds play and there's low shot clock, you got to get back on the shot, because if everyone crashes long rebounds, it's a run out. It's exactly what happened. But it just we've got to be better late game defense, bottom line.
You mentioned the one-on-one sessions with the players. Maybe what was the focus of those come off of a couple of tough losses?
All about that they know that I'm in it with them. I could be mad and hold them to a standard, but it doesn't mean like they're against me. I did some individual ones because I wanted them to know, like, hey, we're in this together to find solutions. Let's find this solution together. And accountability is a form of love. You've heard me say that before. So although we're going through that, but I want, sometimes you do individual ones because I want them to know that, man, he's for me. I'm in this, and that's what some of the messages is let's figure this out together. It's not, you're not fighting someone who's holding you accountable and the opponent. That's really important for young people to understand. You're not fighting the person that's holding you accountable and your opponent. The person that's holding you accountable, you're in it together. And that's why sometimes you do some individual things.
Have some of the late mental errors surprised you a little, seeing as you this year more veteran, also deeper?
The end of the first half was really bothersome. Obviously it makes it magnified when you have a 1-point loss, but those are things that even you're taught as an 8th grader. You want the last shot, and we should be better. And they know that we should be better, and especially it was a dead ball, like where we talked about it. So there's other things. We've shown we've locked up and had some really good stops defensively late. We've had a bunch of games where we crawled back in or held our lead because we got stops. You can't have multiple lapses defensively the last 5 minutes of the game. You can't. You got to be on it. Your checkoffs, everything has got to be on it. You can't. So we really talked about that the last 48 hours. Our lapses defensively in the second half, where you guys got to communicate. It's loud. We're at the other end. You'll see us practice that today. I don't know if you're gonna watch practice, but we're at the other end. We're practicing today. No one's there. It's you 5 against a crowd, against their team, that you got to communicate and not have a breakdown. You don't have coaches yelling reminders. Hey, watch the flip, and all of a sudden they get it. In front of the bench, we can shotgun reminders to you. Away from it, we got to be better that last 5 minutes defensively.
What have you seen with Javion's effort defensively?
That's one of the film sessions. It's just you can't let everything else affect your defense. I think when he's strong with the ball, I just showed him a montage of all, Providence, USC, Iowa State, so many clips of where he was so strong with the ball, and just to show him, visualize that, and then that, his defense, and you just can't let it, for him, he's such a confident player, and I want to keep that confidence high. When his confidence high, so is his defense, and we've got to be better. Not only him, a lot of us. He wasn't the only one. There was a number of us defensively. We got to get better, and that starts with me. That's why I'm trying to find any way I can to coach better, to coach that last 5 minutes better, and we will. We've shown it. We've had times. There was a time in the first half that we were so good defensively. It was like 9 or 10 stops in a row against an elite offense. We had slippage late in the game.
How is Javion's psyche right now when he isn't necessarily getting the offensive production he's used to?
Well, you know what? It's not just Javion, but any player goes through that. You go through that during the year. And what I told him is you talk about feeding that positive dog. John Gordon, the author, is a friend of mine. He's got a book called Positive Dog. And when you're quiet and you think about it, you're feeding the negative dog. And you gotta feel great about a little thing. You get a great assist. You get a great stop. You pick somebody up. All right, those are ways you're feeding your positive dog. You're not thinking about all the negatives that go on. And I think that's such a key not only for Javion, but for other guys. If they're going through, you're never going to be just never not going through up and downs during a long season, especially in this league. So when you are, one, know that we're in this together to help you get out of it. Two, how you get out of it is feed that positive dog. Watch yourself when you're really good. See yourself, if you make a great defensive stop, feel great about it. It just doesn't have to be a big three to make you get out of it. You know, so I think sometimes young people think the best way to get out of it is hitting a big shot, then they force a shot. There's a million ways to make a winning play. And that's what we're trying to have our guys focus in on is make a winning play. Get a 50-50 ball. Start the domino, get that hockey assist. You started the rotation, one more led to a basket. Those are things we're trying to feed our guys in on if things aren't going their way.
It seems like last time you were on the road at Cincinnati, you really found something. How much does that game and what you're able to do kind of inform this week?
We were just talking about it. We got some stops. But then we made some plays offensively. We took care of the ball. We didn't have any turnovers. We rebounded the ball. We didn't rebound the ball. In the second half, they got Texas Tech got 42% of their misses. Analytically, that's way, way, way too high. Sorry. We're trying to get 30% of our misses. All right? That's what we're trying to do. The days of how many numbers, that's not it. It's the percentage of your misses you're trying to get. We're trying to get every game 30% of our misses. And you're trying to give up like less than 25 or 28. 42% of Texas Tech misses they got back. Unacceptable. Not good enough. We got to and we've been rebounding. We got out rebounded in the second half.
Talking to a couple of these guys, certainly seems like confidence is still there. Is that the sense you've gotten? These guys aren't rattled. But
man, yesterday we got an awesome group of guys. I mean, I'm telling you, you know, there were again 2 games in a row. Ownership, every one of us, coaches, players took ownership. We had to get together yesterday. It's a quick turnaround, and then we got practice again today before we head off to Manhattan. You know, yes, we know that the mistakes we made, and I'm really seeing their focus. I mean, it magnifies when it's 1 point. There's 1 point here or there on the team that's in standalone of the Big 12. So frustrated, you know, frustrated is not the word, you know, just really, really disappointed you didn't get that thing done. But in terms of their psyche, it's all cylinders pushing ahead, man. You got to get the next one. And you got a very good Kansas State team who plays great at home. They play great on the road too. But a lot to do to stop them and beat them.
What's your thoughts on them?
Really good. I mean, they've done a phenomenal job of guys coming back, and then the new guys in the portal. Kaluma came from Creighton, obviously my alma mater, and watched him in the NCAA tournament. Terrific. Tyler Perry, watch what he really, really scores. I mean, he can do a lot. I think Cam Carter is the most improved player in the Big 12. I think, I mean, he's terrific. I think Geeson and McNair, they are physical. They're long. They're athletic. And they can score in bunches in transition. We really got to get back in transition. But they're 1, 2, and 3. Perry, Carter, and Kaluma. They're shooting the leather off it. Look at their 3-point shooting percentages when you break this thing down. I mean, they are really shooting the ball. Those 3.
They look like they do try to get their bigs involved.
Yeah, Geeson, who was a big factor of their Elite 8 team last year. I mean, he's just so versatile. 6'9", he runs, he crashes, he can play the 4, the 5. They added McNair from Mississippi State, and just a power center who's done really well. So their pieces, they're really good. I mean, I've watched them many times already.